Daniel Gymnasium, where they love their Virginia State Trojans. Today, Virginia State plays host to North Division foe Elizabeth City State. It's our CIAA game of the week. A look at our Navy Conference standings. Virginia State, Bowie State, both with 10 and 3 marks. Elizabeth City State hoping to get on a roll here towards the end of the season. And in the Southern Division, anybody's game right now. Livingstone. For Lonnie Blow's group. Stan, how about some of our keys to the game here brought to you by Toyota?
Elizabeth City's got to value each possession, not only the offensive side, but the defense, and they want to run their offense inside out. Let Ward touch the ball a few times, and they can pop it out to the perimeter. Patterson, Falcon are very good three-point shooters. And for Virginia State, it's about making positive plays. Keep this momentum going that they have on offense as well as defense. And the Big Orange, that's right, Big Orange. 6'8", 6'8", 6'8" front line, the biggest in the CIAA. Can they dominate the game?
Well, that front line has dominated a good portion of this regular season for Virginia State. They had won 8 straight games coming into this afternoon's contest before falling most recently at Chowan by a score of 57-52. So Lonnie Blow's group looks to get back on track here today against Elizabeth City State, 9-17 overall. They've lost 11 straight, their last win coming back in early January. Virginia State in their home orange and Elizabeth City State in their road blue. Again, so glad we have you with us here for our CIAA game of the week. So Tyler Peterson, the 6-foot freshman, will get things underway here for the Trojans. Nice backdoor cut to Kirst, goes up, basket good, and a foul. A look at Lonnie Blow Jr., the head coach of Virginia State in his second season here. Of course, spent some time at St. Augustine's and was at Old Dominion and the 2010 CIAA Coach of the Year way back when at St. Augustine's, and he certainly has Virginia State moving in the right direction.
Elizabeth City started out in man-to-man, and alertly they go to the post backdoor cut, and Kirst gets inside and makes a nice backdoor layup. One of the things Elizabeth City's got to make certain doesn't happen is that Virginia State can score easy offense 15 feet and in.
Well, this is an Elizabeth City State club that will shoot a lot of three-pointers. We'll talk more about it as the game goes on, but Virginia State, known for their sound defense, will really have to press out on the shooters today, nearly get the turnover, shot clock under 10. This is Falcon with it.
Definitely has a size advantage, so if you're Elizabeth City, you've got to get those big guys away from the basket and make your shots. You're now going one shot and down, Virginia State makes you pay.
Trojans go inside, they'll kick it out. Moore will let fly for 3. Misses badly to the right side, and here's Glenn Patterson, the senior, into the front court with it.
Patterson's had a very nice career and a very nice season, 54 threes.
Falcon for 3. And Elizabeth City State 0 for 2 in their first possessions.
Elizabeth City shoots about 45% from the field during the season. Early, they've had some nice looks, not able to convert on that.
Moore penetrates and draws a foul. It'll go on John Tatum, 6'3" junior out of Charlotte. Aliko Dunk, the head coach of Elizabeth City State, of course, was an assistant for a long time under Sean Walker, who departed this summer for Grambling State. And Coach Dunk, of course, a mainstay of the women's program for the last 5 seasons.
Well, he was an assistant. He was the head coach at Elizabeth City for a long time, was 2-time coach of the year. His teams won the Northern Division. He's an excellent coach. And he got a chance to move up, I guess, from the women's side to the men's side with Sean's departure. And he's really been given about a bad break. The team started off well early, and then they've had sickness, they've had injury, and some eligibility situations there amidst this 11-game losing streak.
Falcon stole it, but gave it away, and a big-time finish by Tyrese Little.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night for Elizabeth City if they're turning the ball over in their backcourt and letting guys like Little that can make plays. Little is one of the leaders of this team at 6'8".
John Tatum steps back, his jump shot off the mark, all orange jerseys underneath. as Leary clears that one away.
Alfonso Leary averages about 6 rebounds a game. Very versatile. Preseason all-conference guy at 6'10".
Curse off a screen for 3, no good. Hustling down the middle. Leary can't convert. Got another chance. Rejected by Brown underneath. And here's Falcon. Crowd wanted a walk, but instead we'll get a foul on Tyler Peterson.
You've got to stop the basketball in transition, and Little runs the floor very well. You're going to see a couple of guys from Virginia State, and Little at 6'8", along with Elijah Moore, also at 6'8", the sophomore, that can run the floor, have got excellent footwork, and they do a great job of defending not only the inside but the perimeter. Elizabeth City cannot have, and we'll talk about it over and over, empty possessions. It's got to go inside. That's good. That's going to get for an offensive foul, though.
Well, you like the direction Ward went straight to the basket. The defense a little bit better, though, and Alfonso Leary showing you he can play on both sides of the floor.
This is what Lonnie Blow was talking about to me earlier this week, was the fact that Leary and Moore, along with Little, do a great job moving their feet and getting great defensive position, and you saw an example of it there.
4-0 Virginia State out in front, just underway here in the first half.
Virginia State, and it's an obvious reason. I mean, they're big. They don't really depend on the three-point shot a lot. They're like 10th best in the conference as far as number of threes made. This is what they go, inside and out.
Concerted effort to go inside to Alfonso Leary, and this produces a foul on Darrell Ward. And the senior now has 2. And that could be big for Elizabeth City State. They don't have a whole lot of height and power guys they can go to on the inside.
They don't have a lot of players they can go to. They only dressed 9 guys today.
Leary is 68% free throw shooter on the year, preseason All-CIAA performer.
Let's make a note of this, that 16:57 mark, Ward, who is their leading scorer, averaging 15 a ball game, picks up his 2nd foul. And Lico Dunk's got no other choice but to hopefully Falcon can make some 3-point baskets, and they're going to keep Ward in the game. Let's see if they go zone this time after this possession. They do.
Falcon hits the 3. He'll shoot a bunch of them, and it's a good sign, as you mentioned, for Elizabeth City State if he gets it going.
And the problem with playing zone against Virginia State is they can go high-low, but there's a bad pass.
Falcon's got it on the turnover. One man ahead is Griffin. Falcon will keep it, draw some contact, and that's where Mikael Falcon is at his best, either curling for a jump shot or attacking the basket right there.
I think you've got to make Virginia State shoot quickly, and then you get your baskets in transition just like that a moment ago. This time in transition again. Falcon, excellent body control. You see he gets a little contact there from Tyler Peterson. But when you miss a shot, if you're Elizabeth City, you've got to take it down the floor and try to score before this big defense can get back and settle in.
Falcons a 81% free throw shooter, 40 of 49 from the line coming in this season. Averages close to 31 minutes a game. That's more than anyone else on the team as the second one drops through.
Last 5 ball games, he's averaged just under 18 points a ball game. And he can score points in a hurry. Interesting, Scott. You keep Darrell Ward, you pick the 2 fouls up early. He's still in the basketball game. But Lico Dunk's going to try to roll the dice a little bit, keep your big scorer in there.
That's Xavier Parham, who has checked in, number 11. He's a senior. Swings it right side against the zone. Now they'll kick it out. Curse will try a 3. Offensive rebound, another possession here for the Trojans, and that'll be a travel on Parham. 6-4, Virginia State out in front of Elizabeth City State's early here in the first half. Both clubs still trying to feel each other out a little bit.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way.
Nice.
Come to Lowe's and save 5% every day with your Lowe's Consumer Credit Card.
Next.
wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Started my Camry. Went to the auction. Won a storage locker. Found an old guitar. Tracked down the previous owner. Reunited them. Hit the jackpot.
The bold new Camry. One bold choice leads to another. Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm Nephew Tommy, your host for Black College Quiz.
All new Black College Quiz, Saturdays at 11 a.m.
on a spike. Look at the camera and say, yay, yay.
Okay, we're going to get groceries. Allie, eggs are past electronics.
Got it. Joseph, you grab the cereal and no wandering into toys.
Remember, stay on Channel 2.
Whoa, are we storming the beaches or getting groceries, Roger?
Just making a plan of attack.
Well, maybe it's time to shop where you can save on food and avoid the chaos.
Change your plan, guys.
Roger that, Roger. Now that's what I call the captain righting the ship. That's just my 2 cents.
Grocery shopping made sensible. Food Lion.
CIAA basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. By Coke. You don't know zero until you've tried it. By Food Lion. Grocery shopping made sensible. Get everything on your list in one place. Food Lion. Brought to you by America's Navy. And Lowe's. Never stop improving.
If I'm Lonnie Blow, I'm not happy with my start, and I'll tell you why. They're shooting 2 of 7. They've got 3 turnovers, and 2 players for Elizabeth City both have 2 fouls. And they've got to come out and take advantage. Elizabeth City's a tough basketball team. Don't let their 9 wins mislead you. This is a good squad.
Patterson pulled the trigger just a little bit, comes up short. Curse will pull up from the baseline. Off the front iron, no good. Scramble for it, out of the pack comes Griffin. Griffin over to Falcon, he'll step back. Let's fly for 3, short. Offensive rebound, Griffin from the free throw line. And off the mark again. Cold shooting here for the Vikings. They had a couple good looks here.
Well, they've had some really nice looks, and I like they tried to push the ball down the floor that time and then didn't get it. Falcon comes out and takes the jumper, and they didn't really do a good job of contesting. Is that on Ward?
It will go on Darrell Ward, and that is his 3rd, and he'll have to sit down. 3 fouls in just about 5 minutes of play in the first half. That is a huge blow.
Let's take a look at this again. You can see there's contact on the weak side. They're doing a good job fighting for it. Unless they got that contact early before we actually got the shot on it, you'll let the big guys play, and that's what happens.
Yeah, big-time dunk on the baseline right out of bounds play. 8-4 Trojans.
When you are undermanned and undersized as this Elizabeth City team is, you have to come out with all the stops. And I understand Coach Dunk trying to go with keep him in as long as you can, but your teammates have got to protect you. And Ward's got to be smart enough on some plays, just let some things go.
Corner 3 by Elijah Moore is good.
Yeah. If you're looking for a momentum swing, just think about this play later on the day. You pick up your 3rd foul, they come back with a dunk and then a 3-point basket.
Whistle off the ball, and it will go on Alfonso Leary. That's his first. Tevin Jones came in for a brief minute. He subs out as James Theus will now be tasked with filling some of that load for Darrell Ward, who's out. Again, Ward, 15 points a game, 8 rebounds a game.
And Theus is a very versatile player. He can play the 3, he can play the 4. Averages about 4 points a ball game.
Kick it out to Anderson for 3, no good. And Leary all alone underneath.
And when you know that you're depending on your scoring to be on the perimeter, it puts a lot of pressure on those guys to step up and knock down shots.
Little nice feed as Leary cuts down the lane, and Aliko Dunk is going to be forced to call a timeout. A 7-0 run by the Trojans to open it up here at 13-4.
And there's not a lot when you go wing to high block. Watch this execution. Goes inside, scores, you're getting right to the basket and using that size. And that's where Virginia State this year separates themselves from a lot of other teams. A lot of teams may have one big guy. They got some other guys off the bench that can come in and make some plays. Ken Pankey, a small guard who played at Virginia Union, and also Taekwon Ehlers. Ehlers goes about 6'9", 265. So they've got size, and they've got some depth with that size.
Well, you mentioned Ehlers. He's just checked in, the junior. Again, a 7-0 run for Lonnie Blow's club as they begin to open it up a little bit here at home.
Yeah, you know, it's really darn if you do and darn if you don't for Elizabeth City. You want to try to push it out, and if some of these shots will fall, that puts a little pressure on Virginia State. But if they don't, you're pretty much one and done.
Parham the other way into the hands of Curse.
See, and VSU does a really nice job of spacing the basketball.
Moore misses the three that time. Carlos Anderson in transition had it blocked twice, and that'll be a jump ball. Give Curse some credit. 6'1" senior got back, got his hands up, didn't foul, and look again, good defense there.
Yeah, Curse is a very solid player. Has 21 steals on the season. Get a tie up here.
Jump ball possession will keep it on this end for the Vikings. Thea says, how about another one? Rimmed out again.
Now, I'm going to give you some good news. I mean, some bad news. Good news is they're getting shots. Bad news, they're not making them, okay? But just because they're getting them, shots, doesn't mean you got to keep taking them. They still got to probe inside, outside, even with the Ward out of the game. That time, Theus just gets the ball, steps up, and knocks down a jumper. This old adage, you know, there's a reason you're, Coach, I'm wide open. Well, there's a reason you're open.
Moore can't convert. And one and done for Virginia State.
Yeah, and Lonnie Blows wants his guys to just pound it, just pound inside, get them in foul trouble, get some baskets. And even though Elizabeth City's stuck on 4 right now, you know, you feel like, okay, you get a couple stops and get a little run, and you're still back in this basketball game. And that's why.
There's one that drops through. You can always count on Falcon, can't you?
Well, Falcon does a really nice job of getting some separation and getting room to get his jump shot. It's long, athletic, can make that mid-range shot. And another turnover by VSU.
One more try for the corner for 3. That one's off the mark by Land. And now in transition down the lane. Well, Taekwon Ehlers was trying to fill the lane. May have to check the floor there, but you love the hustle. Virginia State leading here early.
HBCU Sports on Aspire is brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about.
Switch to Cricket Wireless this tax season and get a free 4G LTE smartphone after mail-in rebate. And a free month of service after completing 2 months on select plans. That way you can turn your tax refund into a me fund and treat yourself to something nice, like every flavor and every topping. Cricket, something to smile about.
Get unstoppable curls that defy shrinkage. Dark & Lovely's Au Naturel. 6 anti-shrinkage recipes with mango oil and bamboo milk. All-day curl elongation for all curl types. Au Naturel. We are Dark & Lovely.
As an HBCU All-Star, it's important to keep up academic excellence and also to remain a positive role model for other people. I believe that HBCUs are kind of like a hidden jewel. People don't really know about them. They don't understand how HBCUs are like a pipeline for people that are interested in STEM-related fields. At Tuskegee, I've had numerous leadership positions. This year, I was an orientation leader, which allowed me to guide freshmen and incoming students as they came to Tuskegee. I was just walking to class one day and I said, I want to write a book, which is Freshman 15. I have 15 different tips that I give to students coming to college, and I use my personal experiences. I aspire to be an example of going after your dreams.
I'm Anissa Sood, an HBCU All-Star from Tuskegee University, and I aspire.
No matter where he is, but back to what I was saying, 8 points in the paint for Virginia State, but 2 of 12 shooting for Elizabeth City. They've got to find a way to get some points on the board and get some shots. Obviously, they're getting those chances.
Yeah, Falcon, the only guy who scored for Elizabeth City State. He's got all 7 of their points. He's out of the game right now, and you say where are the points going to come from as Theus turns it over and you give it right back.
Well, one of the guys that can score for them in bunches is Glenn Patterson, number 2. The senior from Red Springs area, and he can make three-point baskets. But they're so dependent right now on shooting from the perimeter that they've really gotten their offense out of whack, Elizabeth City.
Pankey will back it out. Now into the hands of the senior Curse. Curse with Patterson on him. Shot clock under 10. Touch for Little. Little backs it down. He'll turn the fadeaway from the corner, and good defense that time by Theus. Griffin the other way. To Theus. He'll pull up from the free throw line off the mark. Parham, no one picks him up. Why not? From the free throw line, and it's good.
Lonnie Blow really likes his Parham kid as a senior, so these excitements, and he comes in the ball game and gives us something. Either on the defensive end or offense, he makes a steal, he'll take a charge. That time read the defense properly, takes the mid-range jumper and scores.
Theus, who hasn't been shy since coming in, finally gets one to drop through.
I figure sooner yet later a jumper's going to fall.
Well, he shoots 27% from beyond the arc, drops that one through in just a 5-point game. Here as we approach the midway point. Parham looking inside, still looking finally in the hands of Allers. He'll kick it out, 3-ball away, and rolls through for the senior.
Allers came in having made 8 3-point baskets, and just a couple of days ago against Chowan had 2 huge baskets, even they had lost by a couple of points. So again, he's come in and done what the scouting report says, energy.
Backdoor to Theus, he'll kick it out. Patterson around the horn to Anderson. Now inside, Brown working, double down there. He's in trouble. Now Anderson's floater's no good, and a foul on Virginia State will send DeCarlos Anderson to the line.
That's one of the few times we've seen Elizabeth City in their half-court offense go inside, outside, inside, and move the Virginia State defense, which allowed driving lanes and eventually get someone to the free throw line. That was a nice, you want to look at good offense when you're undermanned, that was a good offensive execution for them.
Well, Anderson second on the team in free throws attempted. Came in 71 of 99 and a 71% free throw shooter.
Well, he's a really good kid. I mean, he transferred in from Manhattan, has the ability to score the basketball, scored 20 against Lynchburg early in the year, and can put the ball on the floor and make some plays. And they really like him. He's long, athletic at 6'2", and he just got to get more games under his belt. And you kind of get the feeling there, Aliko Dunk kind of has a little bit better idea of what's going on and what he wants out of his team, now having to play with Darrell Ward's 3 fouls.
Three by Pankey is off the mark. And a quick Move in transition by Anderson. He'll go all the way down the lane and lays it up for two.
Nice play by Anderson. Poor defense by Virginia State. No one stopped the ball, and with all that size, no one's able to come up and contest that shot. It was Matador defense. Just kind of throw your hand at him and let him go. Looks good on tape. I try to defend him, Coach.
Boy, that's got to drive Coach Blow crazy, as does the turnover here. He's the guy who really prides himself in defense.
Well, they're doing a very bad job of feeding the post. They really are. They've done a nice job of going inside out. And watch this, again, in transition. And watch their orange jerseys. Does anybody stop the ball? No, 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 no. Boom, score. Got to stop the basketball. And let's see if they'll do a better job, Virginia State, entering the ball to the post. Let's take a look at that the next time down.
Theus fakes the handoff. Now he'll kick it out to Glenn Patterson.
You're only a possession away right now if you're VSU. I mean, Elizabeth City, they've got to take their time. High ball screens here.
Shot clock at 5 and 4 here for Griffin as he goes baseline and bailed out on a blocking call there by Alfonso Leary, who couldn't quite get to the spot.
Rashawn Griffin does a good job continuing to watch him. See, he's set, but see, he continues to give ground, never establishes a defensive position. That's a nice call. I can live with that one.
That's his second and the 16th foul on Virginia State as Jermaine Brown comes in for Jones. And Mikael Falcon will also re-enter.
You know, Elizabeth City averages about 75 points a ball game, but you remember, they scored a lot of points in their first 10 or 11 ball games. They put some big numbers up, so those numbers are a little skewed. Right now, if they can keep this game in the 50s, you feel very good about what the Vikings have an opportunity to do to win.
Theus steps back to shoot the three, off the mark. Pankey sizing up the man-to-man up front to Elijah Moore. Now they'll feed it inside to Leary. He'll turn and scoops it in.
Very nice job by the big guy. Kept the ball up, turned, scored inside.
Pushes the lead back out to 7 for Virginia State. And really not a whole lot of movement here offensively for Elizabeth City State. Falcon will just hoist one up off the front iron, and the long rebound creates another possession, though.
Lonnie Blow not too happy with that second chance opportunity.
Griffin kicks it out. Falcon back to Griffin. And now a three short by Falcon, and it's all orange jerseys underneath. And Peterson in no hurry. Now he gets going a little bit, starting the offense on the right wing.
You got Leary, a little, I should say, posted down low. Try to get this ball inside out.
Falcon nearly intercepted that one, deflected it away. And we'll take another timeout. Virginia State going inside where they have an advantage. They lead it by 7.
I got it, Mom. Now, don't let my age or the fact that I just got life insurance fool you. You got what? Don't let your imagination run wild.
Scott and Przwanski, big heads on the stick, the Scott on the stick.
Oh, it sounds like a bad meal in a restaurant, doesn't it?
The Scott on the stick, the Trojan explosion, woo-woo's in the house, we up here at Daniel Gymnasium. I didn't think that's what ain't much better way to spend Valentine than that.
No, sir. No, sir, Mr. Luter. Right side, three by Pankey off the mark. A bit surprised about how many three-pointers Virginia State has shot.
Yeah, that's their 8th one. They're 2 of 8. I tell you something else I'm a little disappointed in if I'm Lonnie Blow. 8 of 9, 18 of 20 shooting, 7 assists, on 6 turnovers. And not handling the basketball very well. Nice move by Ehlers. They don't ask him to score a lot. Ehlers, along with Pankey, a kid you may remember, played at Virginia Union for a couple of years. Transferred, set out a season.
.15 on the shot clock. This is Falcon curling. He'll dish it out to Anderson. Down the lane, Anderson rejected underneath, and then a travel on the rebound. And Ehlers making his presence felt here.
Nice help side defense that time by Ehlers, but again, you got to pull up and take the jump shot. You move the defense around, And right there, I like the fact you're going to pull. You got to pull up right there. Little guys can't go where the big dogs are in there sometimes.
Fourth turnover of the half for the Vikings. Allers operating inside, too strong.
See, Allers helps the defense out by catching it on the low block, below the block, and turning baseline side.
Here's an outlet to Peterson. He'll go coast to coast. And an 11-point lead now for the Trojans.
Another missed opportunity for Elizabeth City State.
And you can't have empty possessions, especially on the road. One of the things you've mentioned throughout the first half here is that too many empty possessions by Elizabeth City State. Anderson gets it back and is bailed out by the foul and will head to the line for two.
Well, Virginia State bails Anderson out a couple of ways. First of all, Anderson gets there. He's got to pull up and take the mid-range shot. The floater from 2 extra feet got him a miss. But they do a bad job, the Virginia State Trojans, of boxing out, getting a rebound, and it gives Anderson a second chance opportunity. So now you go a chance and go to the free throw line.
Anderson 1 of 2 from the line here in the first half. Well, Elizabeth City State has been in a lot of close games this year. They've lost 8 games by 6 points or less, so they've given some teams fits here. They're not, an easy out if you look at what their record is.
They played 16 ball games this year, Scott, 10 points or less, and they're 5-11. And they've been a possession away. They've lost some games at the buzzer. Yeah, this is not a team. Don't be tricked because of their numbers right now. 9 guys stressing out and losing 11 in a row. Virginia State wins this game, they work to win it. I can tell you that right now.
There's Pankey. Emil lost it, now swings it over to Peterson.
Recognize your shot clock now for the Trojans.
5 on the clock, they'll give it to Kearse. He'll try a 3. Still off the mark from beyond the arc for Kearse, and here comes Falcon.
Good block out by Anderson.
Patterson in no hurry, he'll back it up. Takes a peek over at his head coach and starts the offense with.
Got Emil Terry in for Virginia State, number 24, long, played limited minutes, sophomore, about 6'9".
Anderson muscled it up, didn't get it to go down. A strip underneath by Pankey. Right when it looked like Brown was going to put it up for 2.
Elizabeth City State, just a very hustling team, but you get a turnover here and an easy layup by Peterson.
Foul went on Elijah Moore, and that'll send Elizabeth City State back to the line, and this time it's Jermaine Brown. Brown has started every game this year, all 26, the only guy to do that for Coach Dunk.
They lost 3 guys due to academics beginning the second semester. They've had numerous number of sicknesses and injuries, and so they really haven't had a full team to go out and compete since early December. But they're scrappy, and that's kind of the way Coach Dunk was as a player and has been as a coach. So you're going to be in a dogfight. Virginia State's got to find ways to take advantage of it. Settle in, run your half.
Touch for Little, had it stripped away, and will stay on this end of the floor with 9 seconds left on the clock. Lonnie Blow's going to talk it over. His guys lead it by 9.
It's in the brief. Check paragraph 5.
On that grind, huh?
Just trying to be like you.
What are you studying?
Statistics?
I flunked that. Have a good night.
Hey, you forgot something.
Nah, man. That's you. Big Mac extra sauce, right?
Right.
Sometimes being deeply rooted
Thanks.
means being simply connected.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way.
Nice.
Come to Lowe's and save 5% every day with your Lowe's consumer credit card.
Come experience the fun at the 2015 CIAA Fan Fest presented by Toyota inside the Charlotte Convention Center, February 26th through February 28th. Enjoy free concerts, meet and greets with your favorite celebrities, autograph signings, and free giveaways. Great fun for the entire family.
24-15, Virginia State leads it here in Daniel Gymnasium, our CIAA game of the week. As we come back, 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, Lonnie, it's hot up here today.
It's never easy.
He's going to have to work today.
It's never
That's
easy.
one of them Scott on the sticks right there. I went to the drive-thru with one of them the other day.
Yeah.
Burgers everywhere, free.
They'll take your car away.
Recognize shot clock here for Virginia State. 4 on it.
Curse lost it underneath and hustling to wrap it up is Glenn Patterson, and a shot clock violation. So
great defense after the timeout and a very smart play. I don't know if Glenn Patterson meant to do that or not, but did you see him fall over the basketball but not pick it up with the clock running? I mean, and he goes down, so it's a possession situation, but that was just a very smart play, I thought, the way he just kind of handled it. He didn't dive in there. He understood time and score.
7th turnover of the half. Elizabeth City State hanging around. This 3 could be big. No good. And now the Vikings, it's 3 of 12 shooting threes.
I think they're still depending on threes too much. Yeah, Virginia State's got size on them, but you move them around a little bit, and some good things can happen or either drive. Elizabeth City now 4 of 22 shooting. About 18-19%.
7th team foul on Elizabeth City State, and so a 1-on-1 opportunity now coming up for Terry Emile. And see Coach Dunk on the sidelines and looking for different buttons to push here for his club this afternoon. Stay at a 9-point advantage as we approach the 3-minute mark. This is a guy who I think can really be a spark. That's Patterson when he had it.
He's only taken one shot, and this is the guy that can score. I mean, he's made over 50 threes this season, but that's not looking for a shot right now.
Well, he's a senior. He's been through it. Maybe a guy who needs to maybe be a little more aggressive next time.
And he's been playing with an injured ankle most of the second semester as well.
Curse up front. Take a peek inside and can't get it to Little. Tried to reverse it. And another scramble for it at midcourt. And who else on the floor but Patterson? And the jump ball this time in favor of Virginia State.
Really nice hustle by Patterson and bad execution by Virginia State. They've got 10 field goals off 9 assists, but they've got 7 turnovers. And so even though they're winning this basketball game, it's not the kind of game that helps you build momentum. If you win it, yeah, you won the game, you got momentum. But the way you did it doesn't help you down the road. Every game you play in February now is bigger than the next. Got away with a carry.
Yeah, now they did get him on the carry, and Peterson will give it right back. Remember, Coach Dunk has Ward on the bench. He picked up 3 personal fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game, if you're just joining us. And so he might be saying to himself, oh, hey, 2:23 left. We can keep it in single digits. I like where we are, all things considered.
If they can find a way to get to 20, they'll be okay.
Anderson short. Not a good shot on that trip, but you see the guys for Elizabeth City State trying to create something.
And you say, well, what do you think Virginia State's going to do on the end? They haven't shown me the ability to put points together in a bunch right now. So I'm saying if you can get to 20 in the next minute 54, you're going to be down 4 to maybe 9 points at best. And psychologically, seeing them get over that hump. I've just not seen Virginia State show me right now where they can go basket, basket, stop, basket, and go. They haven't done it right now. They can do it, just hadn't done it right now for me.
Foul was on Brown. It's his second, and Emil upset with himself as he misses from the line. Under 2 left to play here in the first. Been stuck on 24-15 for a while, it seems like. Falcon shakes, bakes, drives, had it stripped, but Lamar Curse will get called for the reach.
Better flow offensively for Elizabeth City. They move the ball from one side and they try to clear it and let Falcon, who has that ability to put the ball to the floor and make the mid-range shot or either pull out for the 3, drives and gets contact.
Curse picks up his first, and Falcon to the line. He's got a pretty stroke, doesn't he? Junior from Durham, North Carolina.
82% shooter. He's had 7 games of 20 or more this season. 22 games in double figures. Put up 29 against Bowie a couple of weeks ago. On the all-rookie team a few seasons ago. All-conference last year. Yeah, he can score. He really can. And his defense has gotten better, too.
Curse pulls up inside the arc, gets it right back, forces it up, had it blocked, lost it out of bounds. Curse has struggled here offensively in the first half shooting the basketball. As you get a good look at Glenn Patterson coming back in.
What Elizabeth City has on the floor is basically a small lineup. One big guy on the floor is Falcon at 6'4". So you're able to open the floor, move you from side to side, spread it. Theus goes about 6'5". He can step out and take jumpers. But this is a matchup problem there for Virginia State.
Patterson couldn't do much with the height of Little underneath. Under a minute to play here in the first. Wide open is Little, didn't recognize it, then he does, and he's fouled, and a chance at a 3-point play. Little was looking the other way, and the ball came, and all of a sudden he found it. Couldn't have worked out better for him.
Nice lob pass to the inside. I prefer your post to go after. He didn't know the ball. Watch this now. There's a nice job there, but Elizabeth City, hands down, no communication on the lob, nobody there to help on the weak side. So it ends up being what could have been a defensive steal. Now you get a basket and a possible 3-point play. Whoa.
And a 10-point lead for the Trojans. Griffin will walk it across the timeline.
Fine Aliko dunk. I might think about going 2 for 1 now. Possession there is also yours. You kind of close this game out with a little flurry here.
Ten seconds on the shot clock. And Falcon fouled on the catch by Curse. And that is the second on the senior guard.
Aliko Dunk likes that matchup. Curse goes about 6 feet tall. Smart, playing with a sense of urgency, senior, but very hard to guard Mikhail Falcon, 6'4", about 185, 190 pounds, but he's cutting to the basket and blocking up low.
Tevin Jones comes on the floor for Theus.
Let's see, they're thin, but let's see if maybe they make this free throw. Will they put any pressure on the ball? Maybe try to get that cheap basket. And they do. A little pressure. See if you can get Elizabeth City and Virginia State to turn it over. Maybe get a score and then go out with a flurry for the half.
Jamison Jeffers, who just checked in with the ball number 10, a sophomore from Burlington, North Carolina.
Jeffers has a solid handle.
Now Curse with it, 7 on the clock.
Recognize it.
Back to Jeffers, he'll go baseline, steps back for the jump shot. And a good defensive stop by Elizabeth City State. A couple free throws and then a stand on the last possession. And the Trojans of Virginia State came out high flying. Looked like they might put this one away in the first half, but Mikhail Falcon has kept them close. Halftime coming up next. 6 turnovers to 4 field goals made, but here they have it to start the second half, and they are only down 8.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's, you could just raise all kinds of cane with the fact that, hey, you got more turnovers than you got field goals, but hey, they're in the ball game. And so it's going to be interesting to see what Virginia State can do about taking away their momentum.
Tatum from the corner off the mark, and really you want to see, can anybody score consistently besides Falcon here in the second half? And the wave off the basket and get the foul on the floor on Falcon. But again, Darrell Ward, who had 3 personal fouls in the first 5 minutes of play for Elizabeth City State, will start the second half and see if he can get going a little bit.
Well, I think you got to play him if you're Coach Dunk.
Yeah.
I mean, you say, hey, we're hanging in this game without you. And this is a guy that's number 5 in scoring in the conference, number 4 in rebounds in the conference. You basically got nothing out of it, and they get an offensive foul called on Virginia State. So Virginia State still playing into Elizabeth City's hands.
And Lonnie Blow with that blank stare as he sees his senior guard, Lamar Kirst, pick up his 3rd personal foul.
I was talking to him yesterday, and he said, he likes this basketball team, and they played with a lot of maturity. They're a very close team. But right now, you've got to get those guys, those seniors, to step up and make some plays.
There's Ward on the inside trying to get something going, but nothing doing underneath. Kirst will feed Little down the lane, and that'll be a charge on Little.
Ward took an opportunity there, got in good position. Remember one time he tried to take the block and didn't. That was an easy call for the officials. A gutsy play by Ward with 3 fouls early in the second half.
Touch for Ward on the inside, backs his way down, up and under, draws a foul, and free throws now coming up for the senior Ward.
And with a guy that has no rhythm in his offensive game, is accustomed to scoring zeros across the board, this is a nice post entry. Let him go inside, create some contact maybe, get some contact, get a foul, go to the free throw line and the steps. Let this game come to you. He can't play with the same vim and vigor start in the second half that he normally would because he's got the 3 fouls. He picks up a 4th cheap, he's going to sit a long time.
Well, that foul on Virginia State went on Alfonso Leary, 6'10 senior, and Leary now has 3 personal fouls, so he'll check out. Ahlers, who was certainly capable in the first half, comes in, so Leary has 3 and Kirst has 3 for the Trojans now.
First time we've seen 2-2-1 pressure out of Elizabeth City State, making Virginia State work, maybe get them out of rhythm, take a quick shot.
Moore will drive in, and hey, goes right into Ward. Quick shot, no foul, and a 6-point game.
And you've got to contest Falcon because now if Ward gets in an offensive rhythm, the offense goes inside out like Elizabeth City like. They get real good.
Tatum with a nice move, dishes it off inside, and Ward will go back to the free throw line.
Really smart play by John Tatum. Penetrates, looks for the guy, and gives him the basketball in a place he can do something with it.
Fouls on Tyrese Little. He's got 2 now.
Little was a 2-time all-conference performer at Catawba down in Salisbury, North Carolina, home of Food Lion. In fact, the campus is only maybe 5 minutes away from the corporate office at Food Lion. But anyway, nevertheless, transfers in his last year to play at Virginia State. He's averaging about 11 points. He's really been a big asset to this team.
1 of 2 from the line.
We got a ball game now.
Just a 5-point game. Virginia State still looking for their first points here in the second half. That's Little on the inside, had it rejected from behind by Brown. John Tatum the other way. Patterson for 3, and it rimmed out. Oh, Brown almost thundered it home, but couldn't quite get it to go down.
I like the aggression by Brown. Watch this. Goes up inside there, no call, there's no foul there. And then you push it down real quick.
There's Kirsch playing with those 3 personal fouls.
See, the Virginia State post guys do a nice job of posting, but they've got to get better angles. The perimeter guys have got to help them out a little bit.
Allers had it just roll off the rim.
Post guys have got to keep working up the block and getting wide and getting low.
Ward inside, had it rejected by Little. Kirsch for 3. And Virginia State still
nice
empty here in the first half.
Very good box out.
Patterson had a notion he'll look over at Coach Dunk and set up a play here, though, instead. Trying to set up Ward on the low blocks. Jump hook away. No good. Underneath. Yes for 2. It's Jermaine Brown. And Elizabeth City State has clawed back to within just 3. And Lonnie Blow has seen enough. He's going to get a timeout. 26-23. Virginia State struggling to score here to start the second half.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Realizing your dream is all about taking the first step. Take Peter, for example. His first step was walking through the doors of the Art Institute. Right away, our advisors put him on the right track. Now, he's learning skills that'll get him where he wants to go. He's using tools professional designers use. And all of his instructors have been there before, so they know how to put him on the path to doing what he loves for life. Take the first step. Visit artinstitutes.edu today.
Being selected as an HBCU All-Star is a prestigious honor. We had to have great morale and show that.
There's something to get them pepped up. Eat something.
Well, again, Virginia State had won 8 in a row. They lost their last game to Chowan, and I don't know, maybe feeling some of the effects of that. Didn't play well, and
it doesn't matter to me if there's a crowd or not. You got to come out with some juice. You've got to play and play with some enthusiasm, and you've got to create your own enthusiasm. And how do you do that? You do that by playing defense. You do that by making some positive plays. And right now, Virginia State's not taking advantage of the opportunities afforded them. Coke Zero can help them out, but they got to do this on their own right now. 11 of 27, 11 of 31 shooting right now. Come on, you kidding me? They're better than that.
Haven't made a shot here in the second half.
And here's the thing. Elizabeth City just hanging in there. Just doing what we do.
Down by just 3. And we'll have our first media timeout. We'll talk it over some more. Elizabeth City State trying to steal one here on the road.
Back.
Trojan right there.
Looking good. Hasn't had a whole lot to get up and down about here in the second half.
He sure hasn't. Have a shot clock situation now. Got to get right.
It's almost like Elizabeth City State has lulled Virginia State. It's kind of into just a slow, methodical game. And you don't think about that when you think of Elizabeth City State. You think of a team that shoots a lot of threes. And the Trojans, of course, when they have been able to score, it has been inside where you would expect. Our lowest points in the paint is 16-4. And really, for them to get back on track offensively, no secret about it. When Virginia State gets the ball back, that's where they need to go. But here, Elizabeth City State, a chance to tie with a 3 here.
2-3 zone after the timeout by the Trojans. Recognize that if you're Elizabeth City, they can go right inside. That's too easy.
Ward couldn't muscle it through. He hits the deck, is slow to get up. Virginia State has numbers if they want to push it. Peterson all the way in, had it blocked and off his leg and out of bounds.
I thought that transition was a little too slow. Push them down and go and put pressure on the inside and then kick it out for shooters. But they're not really a long-range shooting team. Like we said, they're only averaging about 4 or 5 three-pointers a ball game, number 10 in the conference. So they go inside, then your big guys have got to run. Careless turnover by Elizabeth City.
Turnover that'll drive Alico Dunk crazy as they give it right back. Now Parham's going to check in, and as you've talked about, a senior who has been a spark for this club. We'll see if he can maybe rejuvenate this Virginia State offense a little bit, which again has yet to score a basket here in the second half, but the club still leads it by 3. Moore lost it, turned it over. Here's Ward, hits it ahead to Anderson, had it knocked out of his hands from behind, but will stay on this end of the court. Good defense to get back there by the Trojans, but man.
And value the basketball. This ain't that hard. Value the basketball. You're in a cluster of people, you don't go behind your back. You put the ball under your chin and you be strong with it and you create contact. I'm sorry, I'm old school. Old school didn't turn it over like that. Old school just didn't turn the ball over that much. New school turns it over and makes highlights. Old school was slow, but they scored. Recognize the zone, Elizabeth City. Go inside, go outside, let Ward touch it. You'll get a basket right now.
Patterson will back it out with 10 on the shot clock. It's
There's
a high screen.
There you go.
Now he'll go in, kicks it out. Anderson with, or check it, Griffith, and lays it in. And it's a 1-point game.
Ball went inside, didn't it? And then you spread the D and then you find driving angles.
Short baseline jump shot, rims out, no good by Moore, and now the Vikings can take the lead on this possession.
If Lonnie Blow had some hair on his head, he'd be pulling it out right now.
Falcon left wide open for 3, it's good. And Elizabeth City State has their first lead of the game, 26-25, as Falcon knocks home the 3.
Win, lose, or draw, Alico Dunk's done an outstanding job right now, and that's going to be, I think, an offensive foul on Tyrese Little.
Got Little using his arms, I think, a little too much to post up.
No, actually, I think they're going to call it on Elijah Moore. Spread the floor. Too slow getting out to try to contest. You got to get a hand in the shooter's face. You just can't run at him and hands are down.
10-0 run to start the second half for Elizabeth City. And they lead it by 2 as Falcon has it on the wing. To Ward, drops it off to Brown, puts it up, good. And another timeout at the Virginia State bench. The Trojan offense hasn't come out of the locker room here to start the second half. They've still yet to score, and Elizabeth City State getting better and better and better.
Okay, you move the ball from side to side. You'd love to have post guys pass it. 4 orange shirts are around the ball. None of them do a job of contesting. They're around it, and they're calling themselves on film playing D. But nobody went up and took position away. No one had their hand on the basketball. You take your time and you score. But great offensive execution by Elizabeth City right now. Alico Dunk's done a nice job of just slowing things down, and his team has been in attack mode. Virginia State has not been.
It's almost, I think it's a really good point, because it's almost like Virginia State started the second half trying not to lose, if you know what I'm saying. They just seem hesitant in what they're doing.
Yeah, they hadn't started the second half is what they hadn't done.
Yeah. Maybe they should go back in the locker room and come back out on the floor and start it again, as Lonnie Blow has called 2 timeouts here already. Last field goal came a long time ago, back in the first half.
And see, the longer this game goes, the more Ward can relax playing with 3 fouls. It becomes more of a natural game for him.
3 ball swishes through by Parham.
Finally.
Couldn't have been a bigger shot there. And the first points of the second half coming almost 7 minutes in.
Now let's see if this will spark the defensive intensity for Virginia State.
Falcon off the front iron. Parham away with the rebound. He'll run with it. keeps it, finds Curse on the wing with the left hand, wouldn't go down. Tip follows once, twice, Little had it, lost it. And you love the hustle on both sides, scrapping for the possession. The possession arrow will stay with Coach Blow.
Get those fast break opportunities. You got to finish those. Got to find ways to finish.
Sean Griffin will check in, the senior from Fayetteville, as Falcon will catch a breather. Fresh 35 on the shot clock for the Trojans. Nice block by Anderson in the corner as he got a piece of Pankey's shot. We'll stay on this end. Elizabeth City State trying to halt an 11-game losing streak. Curse straight away for three, rattled out, and the rebound controlled by Ward. Here's Griffin, back to Anderson, and now Pat.